Aloha. Welcome to another summer edition episode of the 15-ish minute coffee chat. I am Selena Conmacky of How Only Socially Inspired, and this is
Anna Larson. I am the owner, to whack my hat in the process. I'm the owner of No Mad About. We are your hosts. We're so excited to have you here and for us to be here today.
Yep. Today, it's just the two of us bringing you our favorite tips, tricks, and stories from the real Anna and Selena vault, the behind the scenes of who we are.
Yep, we have no guests. There's no pressure. It's just Selena and I sharing our experiences, choosing topics we think would be interesting for you.
Yeah, because they're interesting to us. So we just assume it will be interesting to you, right? So grab that coffee, kick back, and enjoy this week's chat.
Yeah. What is this week's chat?
Yeah. You tell me, Anna. You tell me.
Today's topic, what do you love about being an entrepreneur?
Oh my gosh, I could talk about this like for days and days and days and days.
I know, but if you've been following along to the summer edition, we have legit kept it at 10 minutes per show, which, is way better than the 15-ish minute coffee chat that runs more like 35, 45 minutes.
I know. I just started our timer, so we're going to keep ourselves accountable. So you see down there, that way you know where, if you follow us, you'll know where we are.
Yes.
We're in Texas, but
you know where we're at in our 10 minutes.
Totally. All right, Anna, why don't you start us off? Why don't you tell us, or tell me, what do you love about being an entrepreneur?
Okay, so the very flippant answer is I can wear this hat to work. That's number one, right?
Straight up. Like, seriously? I just want polo too. Straight up. Now tell me if you want. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Okay, go on. Carry on.
Okay, so for anyone who's listening to the podcast and not watching the live stream, I am wearing my cowboy hat, a little bit of a cowboy hat going on here. But really, for me, what this signifies is that entrepreneurship is equal to freedom for me, right? Now, freedom doesn't mean that not sleepless nights, a lot of work, sometimes a lot of stress and anxiety. What it means, though, is that I get to make the choices. I get to choose what those projects are going to be, where my passions are going to go, what I'm going to do with my own business. And that, to me, is a sense of freedom that you can't find when you are not working for yourself.
No, I so agree. Also, if you're not watching this, Anna had a hat on, and so I wanted to copy her because she's my bestie, and I just do what my bestie does. So I also have a hat on, guys. It's not as cool as hers, but it's got aloha on it. It's a little trucker style. Got some Hawaiian vibes going. I love what you said, Anna, because I totally agree, right? Like, first of all, this is totally accidental, a type of lifestyle. Like, if you asked me 10 years ago when I was still in my 20-year career in the restaurant industry, if I was going to be running my own business and doing the things I'm damn like, you're crazy. Like, absolutely not. Like, I don't know. I just never saw that. And it was so accidental. And I'm really glad. I'm so glad I fell into it. Like, I mean, I don't, everything you said, right? It does equal to freedom. I don't know. There's this like, I did really well. I was, I was in a good space where I was working in the restaurant business, but I don't know, there's just like different feel of what I get to do in my business. And this conversation is kind of interesting because just the other day, my daughter and I were talking about, she's going to be a senior in high school next year. I'm like, slow weeping. But she was like, I'm stressed out. I feel like I should know what I need to do when I get out of high school. I only have one more year. And we just had an honest conversation. I was like, look, I was going to college and then I was offered a restaurant management job and I dumped college and I went that route. I said, don't worry. I never thought I'd be a restaurant manager ever. I never went that track. I said, it will show up to you if you're not sure, I said, look at me. I said, 8 years ago, I started my business. I'm running I said, there's so many options for you to be able to do, and she said, she talked to her teachers, but I felt bad, because she was like, I'm going to apply to Target and I think I can like progressively become a manager. Like, she thought she had to really plan out the whole path for her. And I think during our time, maybe, right. That's how we thought we had to do it. Right. But now, there's so many options for these kids nowadays.
There is. And I think one of the things I love about that conversation you had with your daughter is that that plan can evolve over time. And that's part of
Mhm.
what entrepreneurship is, right? I
Mhm.
started out offering things that I no longer offer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm halfway where you are, right? I'm at like the 4 year mark, almost a 4 year mark for my business. And so at 4 years, I've completely revamped it from day one.
Oh,
Um,
right.
both in what I offer and how I offer it. And so I think that really having that sense, that's part of that freedom, right? Is that as I started out, if I felt like I had to stick with those, I would be miserable right now with some of
Yeah.
the things that I was offering. I thought I wanted to do. I
Yeah.
thought I wanted to spend my time on those things, and I don't.
Yeah. No, I was watching, gosh, I can't remember if it was, I know this is weird, but it was a comedian, but it was either Will Ferrell or it was an older comedian. And he just said, the 20s are for like figuring it out.
Yeah.
Don't stress out if you don't have, like, do all the things, work 15 different types of jobs just to figure out if that's the type of industry you want to be in, or if it's just about leadership and the kind of leadership you want, or maybe you want to build your own business. Like, I loved what when he said that, right? He's like, don't waste your 20s thinking you have to stick in one job for the
Yeah.
rest of your life.
I'm really curious now. If you're listening or watching this, I would love for you to drop in the comments. Are you doing a job that you were doing in your 20s? Are you
Ooh,
still working in the same industry type of profession? I am.
mhm.
I've always, well, my big dream, right? Like the whole dreaming thing was, of course, like just traveling the world and
Yeah,
being rich, right?
yeah,
That was the big like childhood dream.
right.
But when reality hit and that wasn't really what was going to happen for me, I've always been a writer. I've always been somebody that's worked within that creative realm. That was my major in college and all of that kind of thing. And so I kind of flowed in that direction, and that's what I still do. But
Yeah,
what's nice is that I was able to take what I did, what I learned and what I did in my 20s and even early 30s, and now that has served me so well for like really pinpointing where I want to spend my time, where my skill sets really truly are now that I'm in my 40s.
yeah. I will tell you honestly, if I had not married my husband, who if you're new here, me and Anna are military spouses. So I'm not sure where you're watching this or where you're listening to this. I would still be in the restaurant business. I would be doing that probably honestly until I was told I had to retire. And if you had told me I would run my own business back home, I would have been like, no way. That is, I don't think I'm capable of doing that. And so I love how I mean, there's a different, right? You've had your skill set that you have like kind of, it's evolved over time in what you started doing to what you are doing now.
Yeah.
Um, so,
But,
okay,
you know,
I have
that's
a question.
interesting. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, I
Go
have a
ahead.
question for you, Anna. So if you could talk to the like 18-year-old Anna, she's graduating high school, like what would you tell her today? Like, dear me.
Like about what? About entrepreneurship or just in general?
Yeah, just like what she thought she was going to do for a career and whatever stresses, like if you think about it, like what would you say to
Mm,
18-year-old Anna? You know what I mean?
I think I would say to her, feel more empowered. Right.
Mm,
So, and maybe this is just as a female in the workplace, but I played a lot of traditional female in the workplace roles.
yeah.
And looking back now, yeah, they served me well or did fine, like in the where I was in the career path that I had chosen. But in my head now, looking back, I'm like, I don't want my daughter to go through that. I don't want her to have to feel like she has to in any way, shape, or form hold back who she is or her skill sets or her talents
Yeah.
to play a traditional role. That's what I would tell myself.
Oh, I love that. I would say like, dear me, I promise you it will all make sense when I hit 40.
40 is the magic number, huh?
I just want her to hold on. You know what I mean? So that's what I would tell my 18-year-old self because I was scared. You know what I mean? I just lost my dad in high school. I was a child of a divorced parents and I didn't know. I had all my friends, I'm going to leave and I'm going to go to the mainland. And I'm like, I'm going to go not work for the first year, I think. And I'm going to have a temp job. Like I worked at a temp office and they just put me wherever. And then I found a place that kept me for a really long time, but I was still considered a temp. And so, but like somebody had said, like, oh, when the outside you doesn't match the inside you. And that's kind of how I felt until, honestly, until I became what I am today. I'm the most me that I have ever been. And that's what I would tell her. Hold on, it'll all make sense,
You know what's interesting though, Selena, and I
Yeah.
think this goes back to the original question of what do you love being an
Yeah.
entrepreneur? Sometimes you have to take that journey and muddle through those difficult moments to really find where you're supposed to end up,
Yeah.
right? Like you needed that temp job, just like I needed that experience in the corporate world, right?
Right.
In order to say to myself, hey,
Yeah.
you have this value, you hold this power, you hold this skill set,
Yeah.
whatever it might be that you're learning from that experience. So,
Yeah.
anyone that's out there right now that is considering entrepreneurship, not quite there, or if you're a budding entrepreneur, ideation, just starting your business, like you got this.
Yeah.
Like, I hope you feel empowered.
Hold on. That's
Hold
it.
on. Yes, you can do it.
Yes, you can do it. All right, guys, we are at the end of our episode, and we really appreciate you being here, listening in, tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all the things, just to kind of give us some good feels this summer, right, Anna?
Yeah. Have a great day. Okay.
Yep. Aloha.